Nice that you are watching this video. In this video we are going to talk about Taylor Swift's second albums called Fearless. Fearless is the second studio album by the American singer-songwriter Taylor Swift. She wrote the majority of the album while touring in 2007-2008 and produced it with Nathan Chapman. Inspired by Swift's adolescence, Fearless explores love and heartbreak using references to her personal life and fairy tale-inspired lyrical imagery. It features co-writing credits from Liz Rose, Hillary Lindsey, Colby Kayat, and John Rich. A country pop album, Fearless features acoustic arrangements driven by a wide variety of string instruments such as banjos, fiddles, mandolins, and electric guitars. Its songs follow the standard verse-chorus-bridge form with dynamic bridges and choruses. The elements of pop, folk, and rock of Fearless led to some critics arguing against its categorization as a country album. Under Big Machine Records imprint, Fearless was released in North America on November 11, 2008, and elsewhere on March 9, 2009. To promote the album, Swift embarked on the Fearless Tour from April 2009 to July 2010, and 5 songs were released as singles. The songs, Love Story, and You Belong With Me, were commercially successful on both country and pop radio. In the United States, Fearless spent 11 weeks atop the Billboard 200 and was certified Diamond by the Recording Industry Association of America. The album received multi-platinum certifications in Australia, Canada, New Zealand, and the United Kingdom, and it has sold 12 million copies worldwide. Music critics lauded the album's radio-friendly tunes and emotional engagement that appealed to not only teenagers but also a broad audience, although some deemed the production formulaic. The most awarded country album of all time, Fearless won Album of the Year at both the Country Music Association Awards and the Academy of Country Music Awards in 2009. And it won Album of the Year and Best Country Album at the Grammy Awards in 2010. The album featured on Rolling Stone's list, 100 Greatest Country Albums of All Time, 2022. Following the 2019 dispute regarding the ownership of Swift's back catalog, she released a re-recording, Fearless, Taylor's version, on April 9, 2021. Taylor Swift signed a publishing contract with Sony, ATV Tree Publishing in 2004 to become a songwriter. At 14 years old, she became the youngest Sony, ATV signee in its history. After signing a recording contract with Nashville-based Big Machine Records in 2005 to become a country music singer, Swift wrote songs with other Music Row songwriters and recorded her first album Taylor Swift with the producer Nathan Chapman for 4 months near the end of 2005. Released on October 24, 2006. The album Taylor Swift was the longest charting album on the US Billboard 200 of the 2000s decade, and established Swift as one of country music's rising stars. Its third single, Our Song, made Swift the youngest person to single-handedly write and sing a #1 song on the Hot Country Songs chart. Her success was rare for a female teenage artist, as country music had been dominated by mostly middle-aged male musicians. To promote Taylor Swift, Swift toured as the opening act for other country musicians, including Rascal Flatts and George Strait, during 2007-2008. While on tour, she continued writing songs for her follow-up album mostly by herself on the road, at the concert venue. A quiet place in some room at the venue, like the locker room. In addition to self-penned material, Swift had songwriting sessions with Liz Rose, with whom she had largely collaborated on her first album. She also wrote with the musician John Rich and the singer-songwriter Colby Kayat. Swift first came up with the direction for her second studio album after writing Fearless, a song about an imaginary, best first date, while touring with Brad Paisley in mid-2007. Swift's songwriting was influenced by Paisley and Sheryl Crow's approach to expressing emotions, continuing on the romantic themes of her first album. Swift chose to write songs about her personal feelings and observations of the world around her from the perspectives of a teenage girl, instead of the luxurious lifestyle brought by her newfound fame, to ensure her fans could relate to her songs. I really try to write more about what I feel and guys and love because that's what fascinates me more than anything else. Love and what it does to us and how we treat people and how they treat us. So pretty much every song on the album has a face that I associate with it. Swift usually started writing by identifying a core emotion she wanted to convey through the melody on guitar. For other songs, she sometimes came up with the title first before writing the hook, while some songs were inspired by Swift's personal relationships. She said that most songs were dramatized observations rather than real-life experiences. I've gone through breakups and the core emotions behind them. But it doesn't take much to get that sort of emotion out in a song. Luckily for me, she explained that certain emotions on her songs such as frustration or heartbreak came easily without her actually going through emotional turmoil. By July 2007, Swift had written as many as 75 songs. She recorded the album within a few months after touring with George Strait. Chapman, who produced Swift's debut, returned as producer. And recording took place at studios in Tennessee, including 6 in Nashville and 1 in Franklin. During the recording sessions, Swift emphasized the authenticity of the song's emotional sentiments over technical rigidity. I think it's the writer in me that's a little more obsessed with the meaning of the song than the vocal technique. By March 2008, Swift had recorded 6 songs, including one co-written by and featuring Kayat, Breathe. Swift had used Kayat's 2007 song, Bubbly, as a reference point during the recording sessions because of its simple arrangements and honest sentiments. Apart from newly penned songs, Swift recorded a few that she had written for her debut album, believing there were stories that deserved to be put out. Swift made her debut as a record producer, co-producing all tracks with Chapman. The standard edition consists of 13 tracks, which Swift had planned because she considered 13 her lucky number. Of the 13 tracks, Swift wrote 7 by herself. The remaining were co-written with Kayat, Rose, Rich, and Hillary Lindsey. Recording took place within 8 months and finished in October 2008. When Swift completed the track, Forever and Always, just before Fearless was mastered and published. The tracks, Change, and Breathe, were recorded in December 2007. Like Swift's debut album, Fearless's prominent themes are love and life from a high school teenage girl's perspective. The songs in Fearless examine those themes with a more nuanced and mature observation. Swift embraced country music's narrative songwriting to convey her coming of age. She wrote the track, 15, during her freshman high school year at Hendersonville High School. In the narrative, Swift and another girl named Abigail, her real-life high school friend, go through teenage love and heartbreak together. As the song concludes, Swift realizes she could accomplish more than dating high school senior boys. Music critics highlighted 15 as an example of Swift's songwriting about teenage themes, both with a starry-eyed innocence and a sense of nostalgia. Many of Fearless's songs are about starry-eyed romance and use imagery associated with fairy tales, such as princes, princesses, white horses, and kissing in the rain. The title track, Fearless, is Swift's imagination of a perfect first date, on which she is caught in her best dress, in the rain. Inspired by a love interest unpopular to Swift's family and friends. Love Story is based on Romeo and Juliet by William Shakespeare. In the lyrics, Swift replaced the original story's conclusion with a marriage proposal. An ending she believed the two characters deserved. The optimistic love story is contradicted by White Horse, which was inspired by the same love interest. In White Horse, Swift is disillusioned that the love interest is not her ideal Prince Charming who could treat her like a princess after his unfaithfulness. Hey Stephen is about Swift's hidden feelings for Stephen Barker Lyles of Love and Theft, a country band that had opened shows for her. Heartbreak and emotional tumult are explored in songs such as Tell Me Why, about an on and off relationship with an informal love interest, You're Not Sorry, with lyrics describing an unfaithful man, and Forever and Always, inspired by Swift's breakup with the singer Joe Jonas. Other songs were inspired by romantic relationships of Swift's friends. Swift wrote, You Belong With Me, after overhearing one of her band members speaking to his unsympathetic girlfriend over the phone. Out of sympathy, she wrote a story in which the protagonist harbors feelings for an out-of-reach love interest. The lyrics feature high school iconography, describing the protagonist as an ordinary girl, on the bleachers, and the antagonistic girlfriend as a popular cheer captain. In The Way I Loved You, Swift sings about her passionate feelings for a complicated ex-lover, despite her current relationship with a decent boyfriend. Apart from romance, Fearless explores friendship, family love, and life lessons from Swift's underdog perspective. Breathe is about a fallout with a close friend. She dedicated The Best Day to her mother after they went shopping together because Swift was turned down by her schoolmates. The lyrics of Change, the closing track of the standard edition, detail Swift's determination to succeed despite her underdog status as a singer from a small, independent record label in Nashville. She finished writing Change the night she won the Horizon Award at the 2007 Country Music Association Awards. A country pop album, Fearless follows the country styling of Swift's debut album. The tracks are characterized by instruments associated with country music such as fiddle, banjo, mandolin, and acoustic guitar, intertwined with dynamic electric guitar and strings in the build-up. The production is consistent throughout. Each song follows a recurring verse-chorus bridge structure and has a dramatic bridge, a stripped-down final verse, and a dramatic final refrain. Music critics debated the album's genre. Many considered Fearless more pop than country, citing the pop-friendly musical arrangements and the elements of styles of pop, rock, and folk, namely teen pop, pop rock, and soft rock. According to Hazel Sills of Pitchfork, the country elements are minimal. Swift's faux country accent, and a few bits of banjo and fiddle scattered throughout. In the British newspaper Guardian, Alexis Petridis said the country identifiers are limited to the lyrical references to God and one-horse towns, and the production is orthodontically perfect pop rock, with Swift's melodies evoking the pitiless efficiency of a Scandinavian pop factory. Swift, in an interview with the Philadelphia Inquirer, responded to the critical debate. You tell stories about how you live on a farm and cherish your family and God, or whether you tell stories about being in high school and being cheated on. They're stories about your life. That's what makes me a country artist. Some retrospective reviews deemed Fearless a record steeped in country music. Many of the songs contain a radio-friendly pop production, demonstrated through tracks such as Fearless, 15, Love Story, You Belong With Me, Tell Me Why, The Way I Loved You, and Change. The musicologist James E. Perrone commented that the songs contain hints of country, pop, folk, and alternative rock with their instrumental mix. You Belong With Me has a banjo-led country pop production in the verses and new wave-inspired electric guitars in the build-up, with elements of 1980s new wave rock portrayed by the repeated eighth notes joined by fiddle, mandolin, and guitar. Tell Me Why opens with country fiddles and incorporates influences of 1990s alternative rock and hip-hop in the syncopated drum beats and rock in the guitar instrumentation. The dynamic, The Way I Loved You, features distorted electric guitars with textual shifts that recall 1990s grunge. The ballads, White Horse, and You're Not Sorry, also have pop hooks. The standard edition's closing track, The Best Day, features a stripped-down country rock production with guitar strums. This was the video. Next video we will continue about the album Fearless. Don't forget to subscribe. See you next time. Bye.